All right, y'all. Thank you so much for coming on our first year anniversary of Digesting Black History 365 podcast. You could have been anywhere, but you're here with us today with me and my host, Gwen Moore, and our fabulous guests, Julius Williams, the man with 1,000 voices, and Courtney Loveless, area local entertainer. I'm going to tell y'all now, this here has been something that I have truly have been thankful for. I got to give flowers to Gwen Moore because she heard me talk about this so many times about doing a podcast centered around Black history. Our history is your history, and your history is the world's history. So let's stay Black, let's stay true, and let's stay digested. So look, I'm going to tell y'all right now, I want to give Gwen Moore some opportunity to talk, tell her a few things, and then I'm going to tell her what I really feel about her presence being here with me for this year. So I really want to let you all hear from my host, Gwen Moore.
Well, Marvin, you didn't quite prepare me for this. I usually ask questions and pose the questions and behind the scene. Now you put me out front. No, look, it's a pleasure. It's really a pleasure to be here and work with you. And I think that you have booked such amazing guests on your podcast, including the two people you have here today. I've heard you talk about them. I've read about them. And of course, I look at everything from an historical point of view because I'm a historian, and there's history there, with both of these artists. And I'm just anxious to talk to them and learn more about them.
All right. Well, you know what? I know she is a woman of few words, but she has a lot of history. So we're going to come back to her because she's going to have some nice questions for you guys. But what I really wanted to say is that during this full year of putting this podcast together, I knew that it was something that I had to get out there and swim, get in the water and swim, because I wanted to learn more about Black history. And I wanted all my listeners to know more about Black history. I wanted to give them that opportunity to understand that this is what we need on a consistent basis, knowing about our history and sharing our history. So I want you guys to just realize that at this point in time right now, you guys got to eat off each other's plates, because no matter if you're young or old, you got to learn something from each other, because we don't know where we came from. We don't know where we're going, and we know how that is. So let's dive into this anniversary by talking about one thing, the history of Julius Williams. Come on, Julius, talk to us.
Man, I love every minute of it. Again, my background is I'm Black first. How about that? And to God be the glory, man. Enjoying life, enjoying what I'm doing with life. It's not about me, it's about sharing and helping other people grow and things of that nature. Performing around the country, around the world, man, is just such a blessing. Meeting great people, again, learning, like you were saying, learning from people, it's just such a blessing, man. I enjoy what I do.
And also, let's get a little background on Miss Courtney Loveless.
I guess my background is, I've just learned to just share the gifts that God has given me with the world, the diverse gifts that He's given, and encouraging others to feel comfortable in sharing theirs too. So I just enjoy being around other talented, open people who are just ambitious about sharing what God has given them, and it just inspires me to do the same.
All right, that's beautiful. That's beautiful. Well, do you want to start off with some questions, Gwen, or do you want me to start?
Well, I do have some questions. I'm going to start with Mr. Julius, or Julius as you are known. You have such a broad range, and that's what struck me. You talked about your influences, R&B, jazz. You even said country, which intrigued me.
Exactly. Exactly.
So how does all this come together?
How does it come together?
Yeah, like all of these influences. You come up with a unique sound from all
Well,
these influences that you have.
when I was young, we're talking about the age of six, 7. I would stand by the radio and under the tutelage of Stevie Wonder, Smokey Robinson, The Temptations, and all those people. Listening to sounds. And that's where that comes from. Sounds. Jazz, Joe Williams, Sarah Vaughan, Louis Armstrong. You wanted your vocals to be vast. You wanted to be, all the way out there. You wanted to learn up under those kind of people that were doing it right. And that's where my influences come from, listening to those professional singers and artists, and so I wanted to be an artist, not a singer. The artistry of singing. You have to know where you're going before you start singing. You know what I mean? So it's all a learning stage, and it didn't happen 2 weeks ago. You learn from coming up and listening. The bottom line about music is listening, and then you have to bring it in. And once you bring it in, you have it. But you're still learning every day. You don't stop. I'm 66 and I'm still learning. Again,
Well,
back to God be the glory.
well, I have one more question for you, Julius, because
Yes.
you talk about you started singing very young.
Very young, very young.
Did you come from a musical family?
Yes, I did. My mother started with my mother. My mother church and everywhere. We was all over the place. We was in church, and she kept us in church 8 days a week, not 7, right? 8 days we was in church. I was in the choir as a kid, and my older brother was a fantastic singer. We had 5 boys and 2 girls. Now I'm the only boy left, but still carrying the legacy. He was fantastic. He sung with Benny Sharp and the Sharpies back in the day. I'm sure you remember Gaslight Square, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah, so he used to sing down at Gaslight Square. First Black ever to sing on a Pepsi Cola commercial. He was just awesome. His name was Robert Williams, and my brother was just awesome. And he was my mentor. I looked up to him and my mother's voice, and learned from that. I was under their tutelage as well. So everything was just great. That's where it comes from.
Well, Courtney, I'm not going to hog this from Marvin, but Courtney, I know you come from a very creative family. Could you talk a little bit about your family and how that shaped you?
Sure. So, my mom was a piano player, so we grew up with piano music. Her playing the piano in the living room all of my life. And my father was a singer. He sang with the Motown Revue, James Loveless. And I just grew up with people singing, music playing, people playing in the house all of my childhood. I didn't start singing in front of people until I was like a senior in high school. Something that I really enjoy doing professionally. I'm a chemical engineer by trade, but music and art have always been my grounding, my foundation.
That's quite a combination, chemical engineer and singer.
Yeah.
But right now, I got a question really some of the questions that I posed, I wanted to make sure it was like a 2-part question for you and Julius, because I knew you guys come from sort of like 2 different backgrounds just because of the ages. But, music is music. So we don't get caught all up in the age thing. We just get caught up in the game. And the game is music. So I had to ask this question. And this is one of the questions I thought about really deeply. The field of true singers and musicians in this esoteric state, how would you all expand the minds of our youth as well as young adults? That question is to Julius.
Well, basically, is truly believe in yourself. Believe in yourself. Keep the tenacity going. keep the perseverance going, because if you believe in yourself, everybody else will believe in you. When God has given you a gift, can't nobody take that away from you. And I instill that in the young children, to believe in yourself. If there's something that you want to do, because dreams do come true. We are examples. All of us on this panel is an example of that dream, that you wanted to pursue, and just stick with it, stay with it. Don't give up, never give up.
All right, beautiful, beautiful. Courtney, can we get a little bit of that answer from you?
So I would say that I am influenced by modern culture, but I have a respect and an honor from where I came. And in order to engage young people of today, it's keeping that variable of modern culture and letting it impact what you present, with the respect of where you came from also. So it's kind of bringing that music that is the foundation of what we do today to the table with that influence of the modern culture. And I think that, like, looking at modern artists like Samara Joy, who's bringing jazz back with that, with the influence of her culture. She's 20 something, like Carmen McRae and Billie Holiday and Nancy Wilson and things like that. So I think it's just kind of showing the culture today where this love for music and these influences actually came from.
Can you piggyback off that, Gwen, off that question?
I think it's interesting because you both talk about influences, which is basically history. That's the history of music, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And I was wondering, could you talk a little bit more about your influences? And I'm particularly interested in what Courtney said about modern influences. You talked about, some of those great artists, Carmen McRae, Nancy Wilson, but then you talk about Sarah Vaughan, Dinah Washington. You didn't mention her.
Thank you, Dinah Washington. Come on now. Billie Holiday.
Really? No, you're going, okay, keep going. Keep going.
Yeah. So it was amazing. It was amazing that Courtney said Samara Joy, because those are her influences, And again, what you were saying, Marvin, and Courtney, the culture of it all. We all have to go back and remember where we came from. Because that's what it starts with. These guys that came before us, the Frankie Beverleys, the Phyllis Hymans, and they did it well, and now we're doing a tribute, standing on their shoulders to grace them, and we're going to do a great job. Looking forward to it. But yes, the influences goes back to everybody we just named in order for us to get here today. The old school, the new school, we take from each other, and that's what it's all about. We can't have one without the other.
Mm-hmm. Right. That's right. I must say, we are having a tribute concert. I try to keep it history, but I also got to go to another anniversary. 20-year anniversary tribute concert to Verve Company Events and Marketing LLC. And this will be at the POTUS Heritage Center, 1413 20th Street at Cass on Friday, September the 1st. We will have yours, St. Louis's own, native St. Louis, Julius Williams, the man with 1,000 voices, paying tribute to Frankie Beverly. And we have Courtney Loveless paying tribute to Phyllis Hyman. Tickets will be sold in advance, $35, and tickets at the door, $35. Doors open up at 6, showtime's at 7. These two outstanding artists will be there. So you must beat us there so you can get there and enjoy them. Now, I have to say, Frankie Beverly and Phyllis Hyman, when I put this together, I knew I had one person in mind, and that was my man, Julius, the man with 1,000 voices. But Julius, when I met Courtney Loveless, now I don't even want her to even try to sing with this, because this would mess up her voice. But I'm here to tell you, she only sung just a smidget of Phyllis. And I said, you got to do my tribute. And I didn't even know when I was going to do it. I knew it was coming, but I said, you know what, Courtney, please do this for me. She said, bet, let me know when you're ready. And I said, hey, here we go. So y'all, I'm just telling y'all, thank you again. But Julius, tell me your feelings about Frankie and the history that you have with Frankie.
Well, you know, I had the pleasure and the opportunity to do several shows with Frankie. I've done 4 shows with him, and he's just such a gem, man. He's such a wonderful soul. And you know, listening to his voice, the way he resonates, his voice, you know, coming from him when he was young and till today. Frankie's about 75, 70, getting close to 78, something like that, you know, and he's still doing this thing, you know, and I always say to God be the glory, because he is the glory, you know, to have that guy, Frankie Beverly, come from where he came from till today and still doing it well. My God, you know, all you could just say is my God, you know. He's a wonderful person, man. Love his music. All his songs are just, we're talking about 29 hits. You know what I'm saying? We're not talking about, oh, he got 2 hits, he got 1.5 hit, he got, you know, there might be a song that no, every song he has, you can't tell me you don't love, you know, because it's all about love. All his songs is about love. It's about life. It's about culture, you know. He's just on point, you know, and my chest is all the way out there, man. You asked me to do Frankie Beverly, let's do it, you know, let's do it. I'm excited, I'm stoked, and you got the right one. You chose the right one, Frankie Beverly and Phyllis Hyman. Oh my God, you know, had the pleasure of doing a couple of shows with her as well, and I'm sure Courtney's going to knock it out the box, man. You know, this is just going to be a super excited show, and everybody's looking forward to it. Everybody that I talk to, I mean, everybody on social media is going crazy, and it's just going to be a wonderful thing. I'm looking forward to it. I can't wait.
All right, Courtney, give us your background and your history about Miss Phyllis Hyman.
Okay, so my mother was a Phyllis Hyman super fan. And I think that I might have heard Phyllis sing Old Friend more times than she's actually sung it, okay? I mean, she played Phyllis out, and I think that kind of hearing those singers that my parents played a lot and sang a lot influenced the artist that I've become. Kind of hearing how their vocals resonate, kind of hearing their style of how they sing. I think I just unconsciously adapted it. And when I started singing in the community, people were like, you sound like Phyllis, okay? And it was always a compliment to me, but it's definitely because she's who I listen to. I mean, Anita, Phyllis, Luther, you know, those people were played constantly in my household, and they still are. And it just brings me back to happy times, and kind of thinking about Phyllis's life and unfortunately how it ended too soon. It's an honor to be able to carry on her legacy and to share, you know, love songs and ballads and, you know, the upbeat music that she created with the world, you know, where she kind of left off. So it's just, that's it.
Well, I tell you what, I'm gonna put you guys on the spot. Julius.
Yes, sir.
I want 2, because we normally say 1. I want 2 of your favorite Frankie Beverly songs.
Ooh, good Lord have mercy.
A fast one and a slow one.
A fast one and a slow. Oh, come on now. You know what I'm going to say, the fast one, right? Well, you know, fast one for me, oh God. Can I get 8?
You acting like me. You acting like me.
Right. You know we're greedy. When it comes to Phyllis and And Frankie, you got to have at least 8, right? But God, oh man, let's just go with. I'm gonna fast. I'm gonna go with Before I Let Go. Of course, that's the anthem, man. And everybody just start pulling their hair out. So you start, just lose it, kicking their shoes.
No.
Kicking their shoes off, turning flips on the table, and a slow ballad for me. A slow ballad for me. People would think the usual as far as We Are One or Happy Feelings, but a slow ballad for me is After the Morning After. That story is really, if you ever get a chance to put some heads on and listen to that story, it's just, so will you still love me after the morning? You know what I mean? I mean, this thing is deeper than a physical thing. It's about just, will you still love me after the morning? After the morning after, so I like that, and there's, of course, I'm going to be doing a plethora of his sweet ballads, and I love them all. I mean, Magic, the song Magic, his song Magic, and talking about his lady, but this, I mean, you can't, like I said, I needed 8, man, you really put me in a corner, you did, right?
I know I did, but you can know how to come out
swinging.
Hey,
Gwen, you can't take him no place nice, he gonna put you in the corner. I don't know, but yeah, those are my 2, Before I Let Go and After the Morning After. So I'll definitely be doing that, and then explaining about the story before I sing the song as well.
Right. So how does Maze fit into this?
I'm sorry.
Probably in Maze. Are you going to have
Maze? When they say Maze, actually, the percussionists play a Rome named the group Maze. Frankie is a separate entity. He has his own, he has his own brand, but the group has to have a name as well, like Lionel Richie and the Commodores, so, so that kind of thing, there's Jeffrey Osborne, then there's LTD, so they have to have their identity as well. So the percussionists play a role named the group Maze, like amazing, amaze, and you know what I mean. So that it came from there, Gwen, and those guys are just super spectacular musicians. They're just above and beyond, because that music will stay with you forever. Forever.
That's true.
To answer that question, Gwen.
Yeah, well, that's an important part of the history.
Yeah, it really is. That's history. Good question.
Yeah. Well, speaking of bands, I have to tell the listening audience the band that's backing.
Oh my God, Ferocious.
Courtney. The band is backing Courtney and Julius and Courtney. On bass, we got John King.
The Beast.
Lead guitar, we got Leland Crenshaw.
Oh, another beast.
On keys, we got Mark Harris.
Oh, another beast.
Percussionist, we got none other than a relative of mine, Donald Williams.
Come on now.
And drummer, we got Alex Bruce.
Oh, come on now. Come on now.
Yeah.
And then we also have, I think his name, he's background singer, Will.
Yes, yes. My nephew. This thing gonna be ugly.
I told my cousin, because I got some family. John King is my family. Donald Williams is my family. And guess who's gonna be the host of this whole thing?
Come on. You're bringing the phone.
DJ Lady Jock.
Come
She's
on
the
now.
daughter of Dr. Jockenstein, y'all. Come on.
WWESL.
We got some hitters on this, and then backing her up is Funny Man, St. Louis's own Darius Bradford.
Come on now. Come on now. You can't have no music without laughing, right?
I'm telling y'all right now, if y'all don't get tickets, and we only got a week and a half left, y'all, come on and get these tickets. $35 in advance, $35 at the door. You can give me a call, 314-688-9522. I'll do it like Amazon. I'll drop it off at your door. DoorDash, I do all that.
I know that's right.
Look here, y'all. I want to hear Courtney's 2 songs, Fast and Slow from Phyllis High.
Okay. I think the hard part is like some I like to enjoy and some I like to sing, and they're different. Like I enjoy singing these, but I enjoy listening to these. So I would say she doesn't have many upbeat songs. She has like 4. But You Know How to Love Me is probably the upbeat one. And the slower one that I enjoy singing Living All Alone. I enjoy singing that one. Now I enjoy listening to Old Friend. Okay.
That's hot.
Yeah.
That is hot.
Yes.
That is hot.
Well, look here, y'all. I got to ask a couple more questions before we let you all go. Who were y'all influences as Black history ancestors? Go, Julius.
Harriet Tubman.
And why?
Oh my goodness. Oh, and why? Oh, there's 100 things that you can say why. Number one, her brave tenacity, bringing all us Black folk, running back and forth. We're talking about hundreds and hundreds of Black folk, letting us know that we can have our freedom from inside out, from our soul, our minds, and our bodies, that you can do anything through the help of God only, and that's what she had within her soul, and everybody believed in her. And, and I would have believed in her, whether drowning, getting shot, whatever, ate up by dogs. I would have ran with her, and we wouldn't be here if it wasn't for her. So she's definitely one of my influences.
Okay, Courtney.
I would say, for me, I would say Benjamin Banneker. I would say because he was a trailblazer. He was a scientist, a mathematician, and he had to not only kind of trailblazer in math and science and creating things. So I would say Benjamin.
Okay. Gwen?
That's an easy one for me. Ida B. Wells Barnett.
Come on now.
Fearless Black woman. She exposed lynching, made it a national issue.
Hello.
She spoke truth to power. She was not afraid of anybody or anything. She was living in the Jim Crow South. She refused to get into a Jim Crow car on the train, and they threw her off. She dusted herself off and she sued them. I mean, this woman was just amazing. And I think, she's one. I mean, not only she won for history, but somebody to emulate. I only wish I had this much of her tenacity, her fearlessness. Okay, so it comes to you, Marvin.
Okay.
Right.
I would have to say George Washington Carver. He was such a beautiful mind to invent all those things, from the peanut and the sweet potato. I mean, shoe polish, soap. I mean, the list goes on and on, but I think it's tenacity to be able to be in the position to do all these things during that time, because all these things we use today. So I just look at it as George Washington Carver being somebody who I would revere, but also think about MLK. MLK was also somebody who was steadfast and giving us that opportunity, even from when you think about going through Jim Crow and getting us to where we are right now. So those two I had to think about the most when I think about Black history, especially during this anniversary. But hey, Courtney, we want you just to repeat yours one more time. Mr. Vidal, he was saying that we need to hear you one more time. So could you please repeat about Benjamin Banneker?
Yes. So I was choosing Benjamin Banneker because not only was he a genius in what he was doing, but he was also kind of fighting against others not even wanting him to be educated. So it's like being able to overcome the hurdles that people place in front of you to not even have access to information. But not only did you gain it, you were a trailblazer. You were creating things and discovering things despite the hurdles. And I think we still kind of see that today in math and science. You know, it's not a lot of us out there, but to be able to overcome all of those hurdles then and be a trailblazer is just beyond admirable.
And then I also had to ask you this question again, because I know with music, you're also part of a STEM program. Could you speak about that again? Because we know earlier you had a little bit of choppiness, but could you repeat that again about the STEM program that you're a part of?
Yep. So I am, I'm a process engineering manager over our integrated supply chain St. Louis at a life science company here. And I also serve as the ambassador for the St. Louis hub for Harris Stowe State University. And what we're doing there is we are equipping young minority students to be leaders in STEM. And we're starting with middle school. We sponsor a middle school program in St. Louis for class 1A schools in North City and North County to get them exposed to careers in STEM. And they come and spend 2 weeks at Harris Stowe and with our company to be able to learn, like, is this something that you might be interested in? And getting the skills up for young professionals who are college students at Harris Stowe to be able to be, you know, trailblazers in STEM, you know, get your leadership skills up, get your lab skills up, get your, you know, technical skills up so that you can be a leader in science, technology, engineering, and mathematics.
Well, question is there any way that we can donate to that? Or do they have like a cash app?
So absolutely. I would encourage you to go and make a donation to Harris Stowe State University. Go to their website. It's very easy to find, and there are opportunities to donate to that university. Harris Stowe they have a very young STEM program. It's under 20 years old, if I'm not mistaken. And they have the lowest tuition in the state of Missouri. So they're giving a lot of students an opportunity to gain a college education who might not otherwise have that opportunity. So please go to the Harris Stowe State University website and become a donor, you know, become a sponsor for these students who are passionate, talented, but they're getting the opportunity to gain the skills to be the best they can be, you know, so absolutely.
That's beautiful. I mean, that's like,
awesome.
You know, talking about our HBCU. So that's Black history right there.
Yeah.
So I want to tell you guys, I appreciate everything that you guys are, but I got to know these things.
Oh, goodness.
Who are your top 5 entertainers, past or present?
If I say entertainers vocally, we're going to have to put Gladys Knight. We're going to have to put Whitney Houston, Mariah Carey, Anita Baker. And who would be my final? It's too many. Oh, this is hard.
Yeah, Marvin always back you up against the wall, don't he?
I love it.
I would have to put it. I know. Can I just leave? I'm going to make it general. The whining. So you got to put them all in there, okay? We'll put BBC, Marvin, all in there. Okay, I'll take the wine.
Yeah. Okay.
Your turn, Julius.
I thought it was Gwen, ladies first. And Gwen next?
Oh, me?
Yes.
No, we leaving us out. We ain't in this.
Oh, y'all ain't in that. Oh, okay. Here we go. Okay. Hey,
all the entertainers. We just the historians.
Wow. You know, I'm gonna go with Donna Ross, Stevie Wonder. We're talking entertainers, right?
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Diana Ross, Stevie Wonder, Sammy Davis.
That's who I thought about.
Sammy Davis Jr. Luther Vandross was an entertainer as well when he came out with the whole flamboyant with the girls. And, you know, people wasn't getting that. You know, you got folks up on stage with overalls and jeans today. You know, they forgot how to dress. You know what I mean? When you say stage, that means dress. That doesn't mean get off the couch with what you're wearing. You just got through watching Leave It to Beavers and stuff like that. But, you know, entertaining for me is when I go to see somebody entertain, you know, again, Beyonce, entertainer, you know, it's beyond the singing. It's what she brings to the table. And my last but not least, did I say 5? I said 4. I said Diana Ross, Stevie Wonder, Luther Vandross, Sammy Davis, and last but not least, Michael Jackson.
Mm-hmm.
MJ.
You know what I'm saying? And the list goes on and on. But for me, in that realm, you know, Diana Ross is entertaining. You know, if somebody gave you a ticket to go see Diana Ross right now, you'd run down the street and go see her. You know what I mean?
Well, she's actually going to be in town real soon.
And it will be sold out. Thank you.
Hold on.
Now we gotta have Princess honorable mention.
Of course, if you'd have gave me 6, I want to throw my girl in there, Tina Turner. Okay.
Tina Turner.
You know, you know, so many. You know, Marvin only gave us a type 5, but she's definitely in there. You know, she's wrapped around. You know, Diana Ross. You know, so yeah, and I can stop right there. You know.
All right,
but Courtney, I want to say this to Courtney, that I'm truly excited to hear you. I'm truly excited to be on the same stage with you. I'm truly excited that you're bringing the Phyllis Hyman from your soul to the stage. Everybody's looking forward to it. Every time I say the Frankie and Phyllis, oh my God, Phyllis Hyman, oh wow, woo, I say, and Courtney gonna bring it. You know what I mean? So I'm really looking forward to that, because I did like 3 shows with Phyllis. I had a chance to sit down and talk with her and yada yada. But yeah, she's such a wonderful, wonderful person, beautiful human being. And for you to grace her, as just, I take my hat off to you, because we're doing 2 moguls. We're doing Frankie and we're doing Phyllis, and you know, it just doesn't get any better than that. You know, Marvin just, you know, he really outplayed himself. You know, so we gonna have to back him up. You know what I mean? So it's gonna be beautiful. Again, I am just truly, truly, truly grateful to be on the stage with you.
Thank you so much, Julius. I'm excited too. I'm ready to have some fun with you guys. So thank you for that. Thank you so much. So let's go and enjoy like working with these musicians, connected with this amazing audience, and sharing this wonderful, wonderful music. I can't wait. I can't wait.
Let's do it.
I tell you, oh my goodness. I'm getting so excited because it's getting so close to the finish line. But I gotta tell y'all, this podcast and this anniversary is giving me goosebumps. But I got one more question, and this can be like the end of it. But where will you guys be in the next 3 years? Literally and musically, where will you guys be in the next 3 years? Just get into your forecasting your future, your hourglass.
Well, basically for me, you know, my plan is to be really touring a lot, you know, national, international, you know, going abroad and that thing, Africa, you know, all over Asia, you name it, you know, France, you know, those are my goals right now, is setting that up to be touring for the next 3 years all over the world, you know, and that's what it's all about. You know, we're looking forward to that. I just wrote a song entitled People All Over the World, you know, and I'm going to tour that for the next 3, maybe 5 years, because it's a hit.
All right, all right.
So that's what I'm looking to, and helping people grow, and helping the young kids grow, and that nature of being a mentor to all of them, and just enjoying life, man. Touring, enjoying life, helping people grow. And again, like I said, it's not about me. It's just about us sharing the love and everything God that has given us to share with others. And that's where I lie, right there.
Courtney?
I would say in the next 3 years, I would be continuing to write music, to connect with other passionate, talented musicians and singers, and just share my gifts with the world wherever that might lead, not closing it off to how big it can be or how small it might reach, but just letting it organically become what it's meant to become, and just continuing to just share my gifts with wherever I'm planted. So yeah.
Well, that sounds beautiful. That sounds beautiful. And I have to say, for myself, I want to expand on this podcast. I want to do it in person. I know a lot of us been doing things virtually because, they say something is ramping up again. So I just had to pray. We all had to pray for each other and pray for everybody that's around us, that we can just go through this unscathed, but, just stay protected and do what we can do. But thank God to be able to be out here doing great work, being able to be in the public's eye and, be able to shake hands or elbows or whatever we can do. But I just want to be able to do more with Digesting Black History 365 podcast with my host, Gwen Moore, as well as Verve Company Events and Marketing.
And what a wonderful host you have.
She's beautiful. She's beautiful. She's
awesome.
Beautiful, and she comes from a beautiful family that went to Beaumont. So
beautiful.
One day we're just gonna have a whole family of just Moors and y'all. I'm gonna blow y'all mind. I'm gonna blow y'all mind because we already had one brother on, and he was outstanding. But I do want to say with Verve Company Events and Marketing LLC as my other hat that I wear, I just want to be able to put so many young folks and young adults in good places to grow, to be able to be with you, Julius and Courtney, and to learn so much from you guys, and to be able to know our history, especially when you talk about entertainers, when you talk about inventors, when you talk about people who were advocate to our success. That's what I want to do. That's what I want to continue to do. Gwen?
I just want to say, I know time is short and it's gone too fast because I really been wanted to ask Julius about his life outside of music, because I know I read about your foundation that you have and your interest in homeless children. And so we didn't get a chance to talk about that. And Courtney, of course, who, besides having this amazing music career, her involvement with STEM, I think is something that we could explore. I mean, these are people of many interests. I know they're great entertainers. You made that distinction between entertainer and vocalist. You're great vocalists and you're also great entertainers. So you're the whole package. And I think that I really appreciate the both of you and what you do. And one of the things I wanted to get into, which maybe we can do a part 2 about the music scene. One of the things I was interested in, Julius, I know you're based in Atlanta. Is that right?
Correct.
And, it seems like you still keep some ties to your hometown and the music scene.
Oh, without a doubt. You never forget where you come from, correct?
Right. And so I was just interested in what Courtney felt about the St. Louis music scene and what you thought about the St. Louis music scene. But I guess we can hold that for another time.
We can stretch it just a little bit more. Come on, ask the question.
Well, for me, coming up in my era in St. Louis, the music scene, it started with me, of course, little brother back in the day, we're talking Calicos, LeCleves Landon, Clay Morgans, way back in the day. So Gwen, about LeCleves Landon down there, 2nd Street Diner and all that. So right. I come all the way from back there, man, again, like we were saying, over at Gaslight Square, You know what I mean? So that stems all the way back from the 60s, all the way up. That's where my roots come from. The history of our music and entertainers. What's our guy name was on sax, passed away. Oh God.
Willie
He
Aiken?
no, he taught the Bosman twins. He had his studio off of Natural Bridge.
Ah,
God, remember the old saxophone player back in the day?
Oliver
I'm
Sane?
called, huh?
Oliver Sane?
There you go. Thank you so much.
oh,
So Oliver Sane had Ike and Tina in his studio. I met them in his studio, Ike and Tina, with my brother and all of it, with my brother when I was a kid, Ike and Tina used to come to Oliver Sane studio right there off Natural Bridge, and Natural Bridge and Taylor, right in that area, and it just stems from that, man. The history of St. Louis, we can go on and on because we have so much talent that came from St. Louis. Of course, Tina Turner, Dennis Edwards, you got a lot of talent, the Cedric Entertainers, the Nellies, you know what I'm saying? It just goes on and on. Vincent Price, Michael McDonald, our history, man, is woo, 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 woo. What's that guy and went to Sumner High School, Benson, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So even Aquarius, those guys come from St. Louis.
Billy Davis Jr.
Lamont McLemore,
Matt McLemore.
Yeah.
there
Good
you go.
mention.
He's a friend of mine. He lives in Vegas as well. He used to shoot all the Jet magazines and stuff like that. He's a photographer as well. So we just, we can go on and on. So that's my history of St. Louis and me stemming up and growing and sponging from all those people that were before me and the places that I played, going through their tutelage, and again, still learning every day. You never stop learning every day. I just thank God I was on his wake up list this morning, me and my wife on the wake up list, man, and we can move forward and continue to help people and help people grow.
Mm-hmm. Well said.
How about you, Courtney?
I will say that there are definitely some jewels that have come out of St. Louis. And my grandfather's house, he lived right next door to Chuck Berry. And the people that I've heard, like he used to own a bar, and the people that I've heard that have slept on my grandmother's couches because Black people couldn't stay in hotels and things like that when they would tour. So to see kind of what's come from St. Louis, one thing that I wish were different is that we appreciated the talent that we have here, that they didn't have to leave to be recognized for the gifts that they are. And we had somewhere for them to be appreciated and recognized in our area. And that's talent, period. I think it goes beyond entertainment. But we have definitely had some great, great talents come out of St. Louis. And when they come back, we're like, wow, they've made it, but hopefully we can start making it in our hometown too,
And hey guys, I would be remiss. I didn't mean, are you done, Courtney, or are you not? Or
Yes, I'm done. Go ahead.
I if you give me another minute, I would be remiss just to God be the glory to their families. We're talking the Wendell Bees just passed away, fantastic writer, songwriter, great human being. The Kim Massey's, Gene Lynn, Lamont Hadley, man, come on, the list goes on and on and on, that the people that were in our midst, that passed away, and we're going to grace the stage for them as well. I will be mentioning their names on that night, because again, it's this thing is bigger than us. It's about sharing the love with everybody who came up with us and before us, and those who's going to come after us. So we have to set an example about that. It's all about love, honor, and respect. And I just thank God that I'm able to even say it. And again, Marvin, my little brother, as I say, man, you're beautiful, man. You're a beautiful soul. Verb means energy. It means strength. It means strong. And Gwen, sister, come on now. Come on, Harriet Tubman. It's a beautiful thing. that you're with my brother, and we're going to chop it up a little bit more on part two. And I'm looking forward to it. And again, I'm totally excited about September the 1st, Phyllis Hyman, Frankie Beverly tribute.
Well, there you have it, y'all. There you have it.
Thank you guys for having me.
Thank you.
Yes,
Well,
thank you. Thank you.
You guys are so welcome, and you're beautiful, you're beautiful, you're beautiful. And I can't wait to Friday, September the 1st. Remember, Verve Company Events and Marketing LLC 20th anniversary will be held at POTUS Heritage Center, 1413 North 20th at Cass. Doors open up at 6, show times at 7. Tickets $35 in advance, $35 at the door. Meet us there, but please beat us there, because they're going to come and they're going to do their due diligence. And you just got a history lesson. You got a history lesson. I'm talking about knowing about Ike and Tina Turner, Chuck Berry, Benson, all these people. So look, when you guys go back and look at this and some of the other podcasts that I put on and me and Gwen have put on, especially with Gerald Horn, a brother, get out your notebooks, rewind, stop, start, whatever way you want to do it, but learn your lesson, learn your history, because our history is the world's history, and everybody knows Black is beautiful. All right, now.
Yes.
Till next time, y'all, be blessed, be better, be safe, and be proven, period. And we will be back. We're going to take a little small hiatus, because just like Outkast said, my partner went and did a little something different. But we'll be back. Trust that. All right,
love it.
Everybody.
Love it.
And to my guests, I want to thank
Love you guys. One heart. Love you guys.
Thank you.
All right.
Love y'all.
One heart. Love you guys.
Thank you, Gwen. Happy anniversary.
Okay.